Green Building Council of Sri Lanka. Today's topic will be very important and interesting for everyone. Today's topic is implementation of an effective paperless office. Ethical and sustainable business practices are very good for people, the planet, and also your business. So, effective paperless office is a sound and also important environmental practices. Today's Green Talk is led by Mr. Tilak De Silva. Tilak De Silva is a chartered IT professional and a chartered engineer. He was a C-level officer in Sri Lanka Telecom, having about 40 and having experience in IT, networks, global business and technology. He was the head of IT of Sri Lanka Telecom from 1993 to 2005. During his tenure, he converted completely manual finance, HR, procurement, and store systems to fully automated systems. Also, he implemented the company internal by connecting all branches of Sri Lanka Telecom, which enabled the company to transfer from paper-based to paperless-based. He held the prestigious position of president of the Institution of Engineers in the year 2013. He completely transformed ISL into the IT-enabled institution and which tremendous important the operational efficiency of the institution. He did many innovative changes to the institution. Dear sir, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. Okay, straight away, let's go to our topic. Right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see.
You can unshare this CBCSL logo there, if it is there. I think it's not there. Okay. Implementation of an effective paperless office. At the end of this presentation, you will be able to understand how to implement an effective paperless office. Also, you can experience a few case studies of successful implementation. If you carefully hear this presentation, you can think about how you can effectively implement the paperless office. So this is the content and definition of a paperless office. The first part of this presentation will be it's a scientific approach and a little bit theoretical. Second part is the practical approach. Now, definition of a paperless office means you are using the paperless. That means the electronic way as much as possible. So why organizations are moving towards the paperless processes? You can see the advantage of these things. Benefits of a paperless office. One is improved efficiency and productivity. So this is very important. The efficiency and the productivity will be improved here. Cost savings. Cost will be, you can tremendously reduce the cost. And also the enhance the security. We'll see how the security is enhancing for the paperless. And reduced environmental impact. Of course, everybody understand that part. Steps to implementing a paperless office. This is the theoretical approach or the scientific approach. Assess current paper-based processes. You can list out what are the paper-based processes you have. Then you can think about what are the necessary technology you need. Train employees on new technology and processes. Establish policies and procedures for the paperless office. Continually monitor and evaluate the success. I will take one by one. Assess current paper-based process. You can say identify areas where paper can be reduced or eliminated. Sometimes we cannot completely eliminate the papers, but most of the papers can be eliminated. Then you have to identify what are the areas we can reduce the or completely eliminate the paper. Understanding the current document workflow. We have to understand the workflow. Okay, this document is submitted to here. After that, this is recommended by this person. After that, it is approved. Then it is going for payment, something like that. You have to understand the workflow. Then determining how documents are currently stored and retrieved. Now, at present, how the documents are stored. Maybe electronically, we can put the folders, maybe in the hard copies in the files. So in that way, you are storing. Then identify potential roadblocks to implement a paperless office. So when you are going to do a paperless office, you have to identify what kind of roadblocks you have to experience. Investing in necessary technology. Now to implement a paperless office, you need some hardware. Hardwares are the scanners, printers, computers, and the mobile devices. Now most of the officers, now we have the printers, computers already there. When you see the mobile device, even the mobile phone can be considered the mobile device. You can take a photograph and you can WhatsApp like that. So the hardware requirement is minimum. Even nowadays, most of the things are already available, but you may need a scan. But you don't want all the documents to be scanned. That also we will discuss. But you need a scanner. Then software requirements. You need some software, document management software, cloud storage software, and collaboration tools, something like the Basecamp, or you can work together. That is the collaboration tools. And security and backup measures you have to think. So the data encryption, firewalls, and disaster recovery plans, these things also to be considered. Then you have to train employees on new technology and the processes. Some kind of training should be given to employees about the new technology and the processes. We have to aware the people the importance of the employees' participation and what are the advantages they have. Always you have to get their contribution. We should not do it alone. If we are going to do it separately, then a lot of resistance can be come. Then you have to do the customized training programs and ongoing support and resources you have to give. And also we have to continuously get the employee feedback and their participation. So once you apply these things, once you implement these things, there can be some problem. Therefore, you have to get the feedback and correct those things. Then the establishing policies and procedures for the paperless office. You have to establish the policies and the procedures. Then developing document management policies. You have to have how to manage the document. The policies are required. Defining roles and responsibilities. And establishing security and access controls. You have to go to security, access control, and ensuring compliance with legal and regulatory requirements. Sometimes some documents maybe you have to keep it the hard copy as per the legal requirement, or some documents maybe you have to keep for several years, maybe 5 years. These requirement also you have to understand. Then continually monitoring and evaluating success. So once you implement it, then you have to monitor continuously what are the some kind of problems you can face and you have to clear those things. That is it. Tracking the reduction of paper use, whether really they are reducing the paper, measuring efficiency gains, and soliciting feedback from employees and customers, identify areas for improvement. So now I am going to the practical way. Now, from all these things, we need a successful organization. Now, standard way to have a successful organization is these three pillars, that is the people, processes, and the technology. People's, processes, and the technology. There should be people, proper people should be there, proper processes should be there, and the proper technology should be there. But I have my new way for this one. This is my way. That is, we have to see about the core business area. Then we have to see about the employees. We have to see about the operation part, that is the processes and tools. Now, most of the organizations, they will look at they will focus on the core business area only. So if it is telecom business, they are looking only the telecom business part. But most important one is the employees part. Because whatever the things we are doing, we are introducing, those things are implemented or they are working our employees. Therefore, if they are very happy, if they are satisfied, they are implementing whatever the things we are telling very effective way. So in that case, how to satisfy the employees, how to make them happy. We have to change from the very old way of thinking. Now even the attendance systems is a hassle to people now. But if there is no attendance, the finger scan machines, those things, then the people will work better. Otherwise, they have to come to work office on time, then there may be train delays, so they may be little late, because of that they have to put short leave, half day. But the modern way of thinking, you can see how we can satisfy them. And also we have to trust them and we have to respect them. So nowadays, almost all employees they are very educated people. Then this paperless office part comes in this operation part. There, you have to have the processors, should be processors that are here, operation processors and tools. This you have to identify the process and the proper tools should be used. In the paperless part, this is the most important one. What is the process and what is the tool you are going to use? Now, I am focusing on the processes and tools. We have to study the existing functions and the processes. What are the existing processes? Then you can think about whether this process is really need as it is, whether it is appropriate for these days. Now, can we make this efficient, this process, by introducing particular tool and automate them? So you have to study that part. In the earlier theory part also I mentioned it. Now, what are the processes available and what are the tools can be used? Then, when you are introducing paperless office concept, you have to change the processes only. So when you are computerizing a system, you should not use the manual system as it is. You have to change the processes also. Then only you can get the most effective way, most successful way. So we will discuss in the case studies these things. Now, typical areas to be considered to have paperless officers. What are the areas, main areas to be considered? Finance area, HR, and the core business. Most of the time, we are looking after the operational part of the core business. But finance part, nobody is going to touch that area. Right? For the finance people always, normally they are going for the manual methods. So they issue the checks, they take a photocopy of check and file it. So check from the checkbook also you can monitor that, but still, so they take a photocopy and file it. And sometimes they say they want to work to satisfy the auditors. This finance department, nobody is going to touch because they are very afraid for the auditors. Sometimes auditors are not bad, but the finance department people, they whatever the things we say, they say no, auditors need this one, auditors need this part, auditors need the copies in this way, like that. So many photocopies are using in the finance department. So therefore, most of the companies, they don't touch this area, finance area. They are doing their core business. When the finance manager says something, they accept it as it is. Because that the finance things are happening there can be problem, anything happen. But nobody is properly analyzed this area. I'm telling these things from my experience, right? I will discuss that experience. Then the other thing is the HR area. Human resource area also, most of the places, it was not computerized properly. Again, the lot of papers are using. To put a leave, there is a paper, and the attendance, lot of attendance sheets are maintaining. Lot of things are there, and when they have the welfare matters, so the lot of papers are using. So therefore, that area also not considered many of the companies. These two areas are, if you automate this area, lot of papers can be reduced in your organization. I'll discuss how we can do that. In the finance, I'm mainly focusing the finance area because a lot of work can be made efficient from there. The finance functions are there. Normal finance functions are there. The employee payments are there. Employee wages and the OT, transport, those things are there. Then the management payments are there. Outside party payments are there. Statutory payments are there. So different type of payments are there. So management payment is the board of directors payments. So the outside party payment means when you procure something, you have to pay to there. And the statutory payments is the EPF, ETF, those things. Now, how to automate finance functions? First thing you have to get you have online payment facility. This is very important. You have to get the online payment facility from the bank. I am sure most of the organizations we are working, the online payment facility may not be there, right? If you ask any company, they say, yes, we have online payment. But I am sure the online payment facility maybe for few cases they have, but not for all functions. Then how to get the online payment facilities? So you can go and talk to say bank and say, we want to get the online payment. So they will give the instructions to you. Because when you are making any payment in your company, so there is a process for that one. That will say the payment initiation part is there. Somebody say, okay, make this payment to this company or this person, then they prepare a voucher for that. Okay, let's have the hard copy of the voucher for that one initially. They can have. Then it should be prepared by somebody and it should be approved by two persons. For the prepared, recommended, and maybe approved. Normally, two persons are approved. There are three authorized persons to approve a payment and sign the checks. So that is the process of the normally payment. You prepare a voucher prepared by somebody, and it is payment is recommended. Then the payment is approved by two persons, or prepared and approved by two persons. Now this process should be there on the online payments. This process should be there in the online payment. So you have the screen in the bank screen, okay, to where you are making the payment. So normally what happened is in the bank system, you have to register the payment you are going, the person or the company you are going to make the payment in the online payment system. So that also somebody should enter that the online payment systems, the bank gives a form to who will enter the system and who will approve in the system. Or if you need the enter to the system, then the recommend system, even the two persons to approve it, all these things can be done. You can get the online facility from the bank for that part. Then when a payment is going to do, say the employee payments, their salaries, OT, traveling, those things. Now these salaries, they prepare a voucher and it is prepared and recommended and approved, it is signed there. Now, after that, normally what they do is they issue a check. They issue a check. The check is signed by two persons. Now, this part can be completely eliminated. This part can be completely eliminated after preparing the voucher. After preparing the voucher, you don't want to use the check at all. Now, Engineering Council Sri Lanka, for all year, we are issuing only one check, that is for only to inland revenue. Other all works we are doing without any check. So, after preparing the voucher, say the salaries, you can go to this bank portal and you have the username password to access there. The person is entering the preparing things, he will put, okay, suppose the first payment to a particular person, first he register him. He entered it, then somebody can recommend it, and the two persons approved it. Sometimes entering and the two persons approved. In our engineering council, we have that way. Only three persons involved there. So when new one is entered, new person is registered, OTP is coming from the bank. So those people are approving it. Then after entering the OTP, that will be registered. But it should be done by the both persons who is approving it. So after that, then the person who is entering the things, he can enter, okay, for this person, this amount to be paid for this bank. So from the Bank of Ceylon, say to the People's Bank, his account in the People's Bank. This is the account number. Then it will be, after approving, immediately going to that person's account. Now, there's another feature. Now, suppose they want to make the salaries on 25th of the month. They can enter and approve and program it to make it in 25th. They can do all the works in 20th or before 25th. You can program to make the payment in the 25th. So the OT, traveling, all these things are doing the same way. So now the outside payment, procurement. How we can make the procurement payments like that without check? Now the salaries, OT, traveling, all employee payments can be done without any check. It can be directly going to the bank, their account. And the board of directors, chairman, etc., that also you can send without using any of the checks. Then outside party payments, just like the procurement. When you buy something, how you can make the payment without issuing a check? So what you can do is we can authorize it, and the online you can make the payment. You can take the payment receipt and give them, okay, we have made the payment and please issue their goods to us. So in that way, right? So the without any check, you can do that. Then the statutory payments, EPF, ETF, pay tax, withholding tax, all these things can be done in online payment. Now in the Engineering Council Sri Lanka, we are making all the EPF, ETF, pay tax, withholding tax, all online. We are not issuing any of the checks. So what is the advantage of these things? Now suppose you want to make a payment on Sunday. Oh, it's a very urgent payment. Normally you have to wait until Monday to make the payment. But if you have the online payment method, even Sunday you can make the payment. You can do from any location, you are at home, from home, you can do these payments. So therefore, this financial part or online payment is a very, very important and efficient way to reduce the papers and make the efficiency of the company. So I'm sure most of the companies left out this part because this is finance, nobody is touching it. Then next one is the document. Now this all documents we have to, normally the hard copies, we have the filing system. Similarly, electronic copies, we can put it to document management system. So document management system is a one, it is similar to the normal, the drawers, cupboards like that. So you can, now it has all these features. Document storage, that is the ability to store documents electronically in a secure, centralized location. So you don't have separate server for all these things. You better to go to the cloud-based systems. If you use the cloud-based systems, you can save a lot of money from that. If you have your own server, then you need the air conditioned room, you need your hardware, the hardware maintenance agreements, and your staff should be there. But so if you get the cloud-based systems, you can increase the required capacity at any time. So document storage part is there. So if you want to go to paperless office, document management system is a very, very important one. Then the ability to store documents electronically in a secure, centralized location. It is secure means, so if somebody do the changes, all these records are there, audit trail is there. Then document retrieval, the ability to search and retrieve document based on keywords, metadata or other search criteria. So now even we file the things, the hard copies, very difficult to, sometimes it is very difficult to find out the document when we need it. But in this document management system, we can easily retrieve those things. And document indexing is there, ability to tag or label document with metadata to help with organization and search. So metadata means when it is saved and when it was changed and what is the size of the file, all these things. Then you can have the version control, the ability to keep track of document versions and revisions and to ensure that users are working with the most current version of a document. Access control, ability to control who has access to which document and to set permissions and restrictions for different user roles. You can have the different rules roles. So you can say, okay, these users can just read the document only. They cannot download. So this has that feature. So if the people can download the document, you do not have any security. They can share it anywhere. But here you can say these people can retrieve only, these people can change also, these people can download also, all these things can be managed from there. Then the audit trails, the ability to track and log document activities such as who has access to document and when. Once you save the document, you can delete, but it is in the audit trail that if you do some changes, if you delete and upload a separate file, separate paper, the record is there. So therefore, security part is very good for the audit trail. And you have the collaboration tools, ability to share documents with other and to collaborate on documents in real time. So if it is a document prepared by 2-3 people, they can collaborate to work the document in the document system. And the workflow management, the ability to automate document related tasks and processes such as approvals and reviews. So the approvals also can be given from the document management system from the workflow management. So therefore, without having any hard copy, you can do the approvals there. Then the integration, the ability to integrate with other software applications such as customer relationship management, enterprise resource systems, etc. Then the mobile access, ability to access documents and perform document management system tasks from mobile devices. Then compliance, the ability to comply with regulatory requirements such as those related to data privacy and security. Now, you know, the Data Protection Act is there. The all personal data is, we have to keep it very securely. Otherwise, there can be even the penalties can be there. So therefore, here we can 100% comply to those things. Then analytics and reporting, the ability to generate reports and analyze document-related data for insights and decision making. So this document management system can do a lot of things. Next, when you are going to systems, always go to the cloud-based software. Now, again, when you see the finance software, the people are very reluctant to go to cloud-based software. But the cloud-based software is very easy to operate also and very reliable also. So therefore, always select the cloud-based software and it has many advantages. Then change processes. You have to do the business process re-engineering. This is very, very important part. So we are putting many things, but normally we don't do the business process re-engineering. So this is also called the process transformation. Because when you see any process, now suppose you are going to get something, even to you have to submit the paper. You have to submit a paper, then it should be approved by somebody, then it will be a second person, like that. Long way it is there. And sometimes the unnecessary document also ask you. So therefore, when you are going to paperless office, this part is very important, but this is a very specialized part. So when you are doing this one, a specialized person should be there. Then he will study the whole process. He will discuss about with the relevant people, and the effective business these effective processes will be prepared. Next one is the auditor's requirement. So this is the auditor's requirement can be a big hassle for this thing. But my experience is auditors are not always opposed to these things. Auditors need to see whether we are using the proper process. That's all. But when you are going to do something, what the people say is or staff say is auditors doing these things. We cannot change these things. So the auditors are there to improve our processes, whether we are following the process. They are not going to punish us. But unfortunately, most of the people are always trying to safeguard them from the auditors. Therefore, they are using many papers they are using. And to change the process to satisfy audit requirement also. When you are changing the process, it's called them also. Then they will give some inputs to how to do it very effective manner. Then the Electronic Transaction Act. This is very important for the some people always ask a hard copy. But everybody, if you read Electronic Transaction Act, there are a lot of provisions to use the electronic documents. So I will show that also Electronic Transaction Act. So this is the Act number 19 of 2006. Act number 19 of 2006. You can download this act and see how the electronic documents or the electronic storage, those things can be used, the legal way. I can tell about 3 case studies. Sri Lanka Telecom, year 2002, when I was the head of IT. It was that system. I can take example of HR system. It was completely manual. So how we went to the paperless was actually we studied the old processes we had. That was not by all the higher ranking people. Actually, I sat with the old clerical people and collect the information. When we wanted to computerize this one, then we found that different places, different areas are working in different manner. The leave management is different. So what we did, we collect all information and we documented these things, and everybody gave their inputs, and the one standard document prepared. So advantage of computerization is everything will become standardized. Then we prepared the processes to them. I can give example of a process, how we re-engineered. One is there is a loan scheme for people, distress loan. So each distress loan, they are writing one voucher. Application is there, voucher is there. Then it is approved by, I think, 2 people. Then I wanted to make this about 15 vouchers into one paper. As a one voucher can be one line. When I suggested this one, they told there's a problem with the auditors. Then we called the auditors and we had a discussion with them. Actually, they give very constructive input to us. Then we did some changes accordingly. Then it was very successful. Earlier, to issue a distress loan, it took about 1 month, and check is issued. After we did the business process re-engineering, and within 3 days, the money is going to their account. Then the employees are very happy. So that's why I told at the beginning, the core business, employees, and the processes and the tools. The tools, the operation part. So the people are very happy. So actually, when it is doing from the scratch, actually we distributed some computers and printers to them. That is about 20 years back. So we teach them how to use the computer. Then we ask them, okay, you use as you wish this computer and the printers. So they get familiar with the computers. After that, everybody was very happy to use the computer. Then the second case study, Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka. when I was the president, I became the president 2012, October, I identified that the operational part is lagging in the institution. One thing is that there was no proper membership database. And all payments, the members pay, either they are coming to the ISL or they go to the bank and send the bank slip. When they send the bank slip, it is difficult to trace also. A lot of works are there. Then we introduced the online membership payment system. Now you can see there are about 25,000 members. So when we introduce these things about maybe 10,000 members, still the staff working is there is the same number. We have not increased, and the efficiency also improved. So the payments are they are collecting payments easily. Lot of operational efficiencies are there after introducing this membership management system and the online payment system. So those days there were part 1, part 2, part 3 classes. Lot of checks are writing to the lecturers. Then all these things were automated there. Then the Engineering Council Sri Lanka, I had the opportunity to do all these things from the inception. So therefore, everything we are doing there is electronic. We have the processes, very efficient processes, and we are issuing about 17,000 to 8,000 electronic certificates to those who registered. So the very good processes we prepared with ISL, double ISL, and also the technician registration. All are online, and everything I mentioned earlier is doing online there. That is the online payment facilities there, employee payment, salaries, OT, traveling, everything's online. Management payment online. All the procurement payments are online. So statutory payments, everything also online. But only thing is the statutory payments, when you are going to put online, they are not user friendly. So, but if you make an effort, you can put it all these things online. So therefore, in the Engineering Council Sri Lanka, we don't issue checks at all. And with very minimal people, we are working there. So the efficiency also very high there. So these are 3 case studies that I will share this Electronic Transaction Act also. Let me share it. Electronic Transaction Act. This act is here. Okay. This is the act. I think you can see the act here. This is a very important one. I think everybody should familiar with this. It said this act may be cited Electronic Transaction Act, and the objective of the act to facilitate domestic and international electronic commerce, encourage use reliable form of electronic commerce, facilitate electronic filing of document with government, and to promote efficient delivery of government services by means of reliable forms of electronic communication. And so many things are there. You can just go through it, and because the familiarize with that also very important to you. So So these are the things I want to tell you. The given time is over. I have given only 45 minutes, and I can answer if you have a question. We have 15 minutes to answer questions if you have. You can put it to the chat box, or you can directly ask the question.
Hi, sir. I am Akil Sabri. So, what my question is, these days we are using Outlook for the mail communication. So, what they're saying is, if we are using the mail, so most of the CO2 generation also there. So it seems. So how it should be like, what is the process and all?
Your question is not very clear to me. Can you repeat it?
So these days for to serve the papers, we are using Outlook mail communication. So what they are telling that even to send the mail also, so sending and receiving mails to CO2 carbonate CO2 generation is there for to sending and receiving mails. So that is also impacting in another way, right?
I cannot understand how the electronic mails get in the CO2.
Through the servers, through the servers and the things, it was explained. So that's it.
If you go to cloud-based systems, you don't have any servers with you. So therefore, I think that can be that also can be minimized. Okay. Then another question: can you please explain the use of electronic signature? Yes, instead of the normal signature, you can use the electronic signature. You can purchase the system from a service provider of the electronic signatures. Then you have to say how you have to be little bit study how it can be used. So therefore, instead of the normal signature, the online you can have your electronic signature.
Chairman, Pushparaja here. Shall I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah. Normally, most of the government organization also nowadays they are trying to go for this paperless concept. Still, as you said, it's there is a doubt whether it's correct or not, whether it's confidential. So due to those reasons, actually, the people are not ready to use the paperless office completely. But it's not the question actually. What I am feeling, the issue is that the idea and the knowledge, awareness about this paperless office among the people who are using the system office is very less. So what kind of awareness sessions we can make to the public or the officers to improve the paperless office system?
Rather than quite awareness, you have to start from somewhere, right? So if you can send somebody to send rather than sending a registered letter, if you can take the soft copy and you can put your signature there electronically also, if you can make an attachment and send it, you can save money from that, right?
Yeah.
So the simple way, start these things rather than going to very big things. Gradually you have to go to there, right?
Yeah.
Then when you have a document, you have to maintain the confidentiality of that one. Some documents confidential. But the document integrity, that means we have to make sure nobody has tampered that one. That also should be there. So just using electronic will not serve our purpose. Therefore, we have to make sure if somebody changes that one, it should be reflected there. That's why if you read the Electronic Transaction Act, it says these things. The you have to maintain these things also. Then only electronically it is accepted.
Yeah.
So we have to think about those things. Now, when you take the document management system, all these things requirements are satisfied there. So therefore, what I suggest is you to don't think about paperless offices in a big way. Use it in a simple way. Start from the finance department. Lot of papers can be reduced. And think about the HR department. Lot of papers can be reduced. And think about the operation part. Study the process. There are a lot of photocopies are attached for maybe when mainly it is going to the paper and some other purposes also. So you can reduce a lot of work from papers from there.
Yes, Chairman, I agree with you because already my office also we very less using the papers. Actually, we are converting to ERP system and automated system also. So, but I'm saying, and I wish to give a small explanation about the gentleman who asked about these emails and the carbon dioxide production. It's actually, Chairman, it's related to the green building concept actually. What he is intend to say is using the electronic emails or whatever the social media, anything, we are using the energy to the internet or the electricity. So for the production of the energy, we are expelling the CO2. So we are. So
yeah,
that's
that's
why
okay. This is okay
it's
for
a different concept out of this paperless office.
yeah. Now, if you are going to use instead of a hard copy, if you are going to electronic one, that is one thing. If you are just using the social media or something like that, that may be unnecessary carbon dioxide emission is there.
Yeah,
right?
That's his statement.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the excellent presentation, Tilak. I'm Dr. Gumidu from Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
This regarding the Electronic Transaction Act. This act is around more than 1 decade old, and sometimes it's a bit difficult when you're applying for the digital transformation health sector, because we are in the process of transformation, and some specific things like prescriptions, other things which has to be more specified. Do you think that Transaction Act need to be updated because it is 10 years old? Any suggestion on that? Thank you.
I don't think it is to be updated. We are not using that one actually. First, because most of the things are addressed there. So therefore, if you follow the clauses there, now as I told you, that we have to make sure that the document is not tampered. So for that one, then you have to have some kind of integrity maintenance should be there. So that you can have a document management system for that one. So therefore, this Electronic Transaction Act is sufficient for the time being for go to a paperless office. Right. Then I want to highlight that when you are doing these things, lot of resistance are coming. Now in the Engineering Council Sri Lanka, we wanted to issue a certificate. Then everybody is asking a hard copy is a requirement. We told no, it is not necessary hard copy. We issue the electronic certificate. So it can be immediately issued, and the other advantage is it is expired annually. Then everybody should renew that one. And you can come to our website and verify this certificate is genuine certificate or not. So therefore, the leadership should be there to do the changes. Otherwise, people are very reluctant to change from the traditional way. So they show so many excuses, and the people are not changing from their domain. So therefore this is some psychological matter also there. And always get the contribution of the people who are going to do when you are going to do the changes, get the support of all stakeholders. That's also very important. So practically, I have implemented the system in Sri Lanka Telecom. Yeah, I told how we did, so we don't have much time to explain the whole thing. In that experience, I used the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka. Everybody knows it was digitized. Now it is very efficient. Now there's many CPD programs, many webinars, many things are there. Even the electronic voting is used Sri Lanka, Institution of Sri Lanka. When it comes to the engineering council, I would say the 90% is paperless. So the practically, if you want, you can come and see how we are working there. So you must have many questions. So I have to finish it the given time. So if you want to implement a paperless office, if you have any questions, if you have any problems, even you can contact me. My email address is there. And I think the gap, can you share the presentation or how they can?
Yeah, we can engineer Tilak De Silva. Thank you so much for the presentation. We will do that.
Okay, thank you. So if you want to do if you want to go to paperless office, we can help you. So it is art actually, not only technology.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your informative and interactive session. I think it is very good and suitable topic to talk about these days. Thank you again for sharing your valuable knowledge with us. Dear audience, thank you very much for staying with us. Stay tuned with our upcoming events. Good night. Stay safe, all of you.